All right, hello and welcome back to the Steins visual novel. We just got done with a bunch of blog type stuff. John Titor, time travel, different people interacting on blog forums. So let us continue, but I want to check the terminology. Singularity. In astrophysics, a point of infinite gravity. Singularities are predicted to exist at the center of black holes. However, since it is impossible to observe the interior of a singularity, the existence of such cannot be proven. In a black hole, the singularity is formed by the gravitational collapse of a dying star. For example, imagine a star millions of kilometers in diameter. Now imagine that entire star's mass compressed into a space smaller than the period at the end of this sentence. That is a singularity. Wow. To exist at the center of black holes. In Japanese, please. A teasing phrase used on online message boards to tell an incomprehensible poster to please post comprehensibly. Interesting. Chevy. Fictional. An American automobile brand. Braun tube. Another name for the cathode ray tube, CRT. This name is used more commonly in Germany and Japan. It comes from the name of the inventor of the cathode ray tube, Carl Ferdinand Braun. Very interesting. They implemented so many different little things. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Mixing stuff in with an anime like that. Absolutely fascinating, you know. All right. So I guess we're going to head towards another experiment, it seems. It's high time I figured out what's going on with that thing. Earlier, I asked Daru to connect the phone wave, name subject to change, to the computer. He finished setting it up yesterday, and now he's about to do the quick wire work in the development room. Hey, Daru, what's with the X68000? I mean, it's a 20-year-old machine with specs lower than my cell phone. Daru says, it's cool, duh. Okabe says, so it's like the reason why some protagonists are odd-eyed even though they're Japanese. Are they referencing? They're referencing anime itself, aren't they? Daru, not getting you, bro. Okabe, it's cool. Daru, if it's cool, then it's cool. Anyway, there wasn't much of an option. This was the only PC we weren't using, Daru continued. Okabe responds, what about your new one? Daru, no way. We don't know what could happen when it's connected to your crazy machine. It could kill the performance. Selfish dirtbag. Besides, we made the phone wave name subject to change together. It's our crazy machine. Daru. Anyway, did you do any research on the jellification? Okabe, yeah, at the university this morning. Why would a banana jellify? What kind of science are we dealing with here? I examined a sample under a microscope and found it was shredded at the molecular level. Daro says, shredded?
そう転移とかそういうレベルではなかった。バナナではない何かになっていた。
Okabe says, it's not a mere phase transition. The banana became something entirely different.
腐食した可能性はないか。2分間チンしたぐらいで腐るはずないもんな。
Daro says, could it have rotted? Nah. There's no way 2 minutes in the microwave could do that.
フラクタル構造を思い出したよ。
Okay, then I remembered about fractal structures.
メンガーのスポンジだっけ？
Daro says the Menger sponge thing?
ああ、バナナにフラクタル図形の穴をナノレベルで無限に開けていったよ。
I don't know what they're talking about. Okabe says, yeah, it looked like something drilled holes into the banana. An infinite number of holes in a fractal pattern, right down to the nano level. Let's look up these terms. Menger sponge, an example of a fractal structure. Take a cube and do the following. Number 1, for each side of the cube, cut a square hole in the center with 1/9 the area of the face. Each side now has 8 squares. Number 2, for each of these 8 squares, cut a new hole with 1/9 the area of the square. 3, repeat an infinite number of times. The result is a sponge-like structure whose surface area approaches infinity as its volume approaches 0. Interesting. Alright, the X68000. A 16-bit PC sold in Japan in the late 1980s. Its peculiar twin tower case was dubbed Manhattan-shaped. Odd-eyed. Heterochromia iridis, a condition where the eyes are different colors. Ah. Now, see, a trait often found in anime and manga characters. I have seen a couple of those, and it seems like it's really catching on and popular. I guess maybe mostly fan art and stuff. I don't know. Maybe a couple characters, but I've seen some, and it seems very fascinating. 2 different eye colors of a character. That is very, very fascinating to me. It certainly makes for unique characters. I'll say that much right now off the bat. There usually isn't a reason for the character to be odd-eyed. It's mostly just for moe or the coolness factor. Yeah, that's quite neat. That is quite neat. Hopefully we get to one of those at some point. Phase transition. A phase transition is what occurs when a substance changes from one state of matter to another. Examples include liquid-solid freezing, liquid-gas evaporation, ferromagnetic, paramagnetic, and the vacuum phase transition. Holy moly. Terminology. Going over my head. Fractal structure. In geometry, a structure that demonstrates self-similarity. The smallest portion of a fractal structure will appear similar to the whole. Common examples of fractal structures are snowflakes and coastlines. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
なんかやばくね？何が起きてるんだろう？
Daro, whoa, what could do something like that?
俺には一つ仮説がある。
Okabe, I have one hypothesis. Adding a dramatic pause to build tension. Shut up, Stock. Wrong time. Absolutely the wrong time. Daro gulps, waiting for me to continue.
電子レンジの電磁波の影響という仮説だ。
Okabe continues, it's the result of the microwave's electromagnetic waves.
え？それってどういう？
Daro, what does that mean?
俺の推測が正しければ、電話レンジ過去仮はとんでもない殺傷兵器になり得る。軍事に転用すれば、戦争の歴史が塗り替わるだろう。
Okabe says, if my guess is correct, then our phone wave, name subject to change, has the potential to become a weapon of unprecedented destructive power. One that could change the face of war as we know it. I twist my lips into a maniacal grin. Then I whip out my phone and put it to my ear.
俺だ。計画は第2段階を迎えた。あ、いずれ奴らは思い知ることになるだろう。グランドジャッジメントは近いのだとな。
It's me. We're proceeding to stage 2 of the plan. Soon they will learn that Judgment Day is near.
すべてはシュタインズゲートの意志であり、人類はそれに抗うことはできん。Psy Congroo.
All shall be as Steins Gate wills. Resistance is futile. Psy Congroo.
妖精さんと話してんじゃねえっつーの。接続終わったぜ。
Daro, quit talking to your imaginary friend. I'm done with the wiring. I want to explain that he's not imaginary, but revealing the identity of my contact would be betrayal. A betrayal. I'm a little jump on the gun with these words. Takes a bit to get back into it. The last thing I need is another enemy, especially one whose power and cunning rivals that of the organization. The phone wave name subject to change is now an indecipherable mess of wires. All we did was hook it up to a computer, yet it turned out like something MacDiver would put together. Now I think that's the Back to the Future reference. A popular TV drama that aired in America from 1985 to 1992. The protagonist, MacDiver, was famous for overcoming obstacles with tools fashioned from common household items. Oh, okay. I thought it was... Must be a slightly different name. Whatever. Than I thought. So, interesting. Very, very interesting. Common items. It's useful. My hand. Now we can access the microwave's terminal mode and see exactly what's going on in its computer brain. Terminal mode. Using another networked external computer terminal to operate a program that cannot be run otherwise. Ah. Interesting. Interesting.
で、どうする？
Daro says, well, what's next?
バナナは用意してある。
Okabe says, we have bananas. Just coincident. Just a coincidence. I didn't time travel back and do this and get this for this video. No, I totally did not. I did not at all. Just before I left May Queen in Nyanya, Mayuri asked me to buy some bananas with her money. She's too nice for her own good, or maybe she didn't even consider what would happen. By now, you'd think she'd know that if I buy bananas, I'm going to experiment on them. You know, Okabe kind of reminds me of, like, Nikola Tesla. If they could do a show, like an anime based on Nikola Tesla, being this crazy mad scientist and experimentations, I think that would be absolutely phenomenal. We need another, like, mad scientist anime. Definitely need another one of those. And so, I put the entire bunch of bananas into the phone wave, name subject to change.
丸々使うとまたマユシがしょんぼりしちゃうんじゃね？それマユシのお金で買ってきたんだろ？
Daro says, you know Mayushi's gonna cry if you use them all, right? Wasn't it her money?
奴から提供された研究費だ。
Okabe says she donated that money to our research efforts.
そもそも丸々全部使う必要なんてないし、一本でいいよ一本で。
Dara makes a good point. You don't have to use the whole thing. One is enough. One. Ichi, I think. Daru retrieves the bananas, peels one from the bunch, and sticks it back inside the phone wave name subject to change.
実験に金をケチるようでは世界の支配構造を作り変えることなどできんぞ。
We'll never reshape the fabric of society as long as money dictates the limits of our science, Okabe says. And unfortunately, with that, we are already to the next break. So, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more of the Steins Gate visual novel. It looks like we're heading into definitely some phone wave name subject to change experimentation happening next time. So, I will see you up ahead. Take her cool.